days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be. And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else. To all those places on the wall, and none come close to this, I'm sure. You try to say the sunrise the same, but tell me, have you ever danced in the rain? And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else.
Cheers, Adam. I feel like after weeks of continuous refurbishment projects this week, we're just going to take a slightly more relaxed pace. Do you think?
I'm going to have to, because we're both now back at work full time, and my work is just crazy busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had no time to do any house renovations at all.
No. Well, we've both been crazy busy, but especially you. And the problem is with my office refurbishment, I need you to do the electrics before I can continue. And
I need daylight for that.
Exactly, you need daylight for that. So, no, this will be nice, though, just to take a slightly slower pace. What I was thinking about the other day is, now that we've been in the cottage for just a little over a year,
mm-hmm.
How have you found living right next door to a graveyard? Because that's one of the questions that people ask us when they see the cottage and the proximity to a very, very old graveyard. One of the questions they ask is, "Oh God, how are you finding it?"
I find it fine, because it's not an active graveyard; it's an ancient graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So and I've never had any negative vibes, or well, I've never seen anything since we've been here.
Have you not had any spooky experiences walking through there at night with the dogs?
Not really, no. It doesn't really faze me.
No. I think before we moved to the cottage, I was quite apprehensive about moving somewhere really old, a really old building. I've never lived in an old building before. I've always lived in more modern buildings. But also, on top of that, living so close to a graveyard, I think I was a little apprehensive. I wasn't sure if, I don't know, I'm going to open the curtains one morning and there's going to be something at the window. I don't know.
They'd probably be more scared.
They probably would. But no, I have to say, since living here, I haven't experienced anything, any kind of spooky, paranormal activity or anything like that in the cottage or in the graveyard. And quite often we will walk Benji and, well, now Alfie, we'll take them for a little bimble through the graveyard at night, because obviously it gets dark earlier at this time of the year. And I usually have a head torch on so I can see where I'm going, because I have went without a head torch before and walked and almost took my shin off walking into a broken gravestone. But sometimes it is nice just to switch that head torch off and look around, let your eyes adjust to the darkness and just look around and look up at the stars. And it's just nice to kind of, it's just peaceful, isn't it? And the moments when I do that, I don't feel spooked out or anything. And I always feel like they do say dogs, like animals, can sense things like that as well, don't they? So if there was anything there, you would think these two would be running around mental, barking and things like that, but they never are. So
No, they just run around mental.
one thing we have experienced, spooky, paranormal activity-wise, not in here in the cottage, but in the pub next door. Do you remember that night?
Yeah. It's quite funny. You got really spooked out.
I really did. I was like, right, that's it. I'm never coming in here again. This place is haunted.
But they know it's haunted, and it's what they've got is a nice ghost
Yeah.
who just... Well, there's one that's upstairs, isn't there? Who walks up and down the corridor,
Yeah.
and then...
It's kids.
Well, there's a kid upstairs, or young person, I don't know. And then you've got downstairs... I don't know what it is.
I don't know what's downstairs, but it likes throwing glasses off the bar, from behind the bar.
Yeah, it didn't like Ian's pint glass, did it?
No, I didn't like Ian's
3
pint
times
glass.
that night it got thrown off the shelf.
That was weird. Yeah. All of a sudden you'd thump and you'd look and you'd be like, what the hell? The glass is way over there.
And then the lights went off for you.
Oh my God. I nearly shat myself, literally. I was in the toilets and the lights went off. I thought there was a power cut. And then I went back out in the bar and realised the lights were still on in the bar. Yous lot were still just chatting away. And I was like, what the hell? There was nobody else. There was nobody else in. It was just me.
Good thing about that graveyard, though, it's an ancient graveyard, but because the Heritage Centre, it's all been documented, hasn't it? Every single gravestone, they've got like a little booklet you can go and buy, and then you can research the graveyard and you can find out which is the oldest gravestone, which families are in what areas. I think there's some history about certain people and stuff like that. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, because I volunteer at the Heritage Centre, I should swat up, actually. I need to do my homework. But
It'd be interesting to know which is the oldest gravestone or which is the oldest part. Like, sort of, was it started sort of up near us and then did it work down the hill?
Yeah.
Or...
Well, I'm saying I need to swat up and do my homework. I do actually have some facts about the church, the kirk, and the graveyard. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah. Let's see how much you've spotted up, see if it's right. Because if it's wrong, you'll get told.
I will. I'm sure people will tell me if it's wrong. So what I didn't fully realise before we moved here is just how long this place has been a place of worship, reflection, and gathering for. So people have been coming to this small patch of land for centuries, way before our cottage was ever even built.
It goes back to the 12th century, is that right?
Yeah, so ancient records say that people have been coming here for as long as at least the 12th century. But back then, it wasn't even. That was never a full church next door. It was more of a chapel.
And I guess probably the original chapel, or structure, whatever it was, that probably would have been wooden with a thatched roof or something like that.
It's been. I'm not sure about that, but it's definitely been modified over the years. So how it is now, I think it was just one kind of part, if you know what I mean. Then they added an extension on. Bless you.
Sorry.
Then they added an extension on.
Sorry, Alfie.
Afterwards, and then obviously there was the little porch that you see now that was added at some point as well.
Yeah, but that won't be the original church which was there.
No. But the foundations and the stonework used for the foundations are really, really old. But the church you see now it is old, but obviously doesn't go as far back as the 12th century. But the foundations that it's built on, so there's always been something there for centuries and centuries.
So this tiny little village was originally part of a much wider network of villages for worship.
Yeah, medieval, we're talking. Yeah, but it goes back even further than that. Can you believe that? It goes back even further than medieval times. It just shows the history in this place.
Yeah.
So in the hills, they found stones that are evidence that people have been coming to this place to worship since before Christianity arrived.
What, like the two in our garden?
Like the two in our garden? But isn't that insane? Yeah, so the kirk we see today in the graveyard, that was mainly built around the 19th century.
Someone's got smelly bean toes.
He's got smelly bean toes.
It smells like grass. So some of the gravestones I heard date back, is it to 1691, something like that?
Yeah, that's right. Some of them have skull and crossbones engraved into the tombstones
That's
as well.
before they used to put dates on, isn't it?
It's not to... skull and crossbones is not to be frightening, it's not to scare anybody, it's just an honest reflection of what people thought about death back in those days. The one with the skull and crossbones. You can't actually make out the date on it because it's so worn. So this is the grave that's closest to our cottage. And a gentleman named William lays here, who passed away in 1865. Another fascinating thing about the graveyard, it's actually full of life.
I hope not. You mean the flora and fauna?
So apparently there are 59 different types of lichen that grow in the graveyards. So that type of diversity is actually quite rare in this part of Scotland.
Because it's untouched and left alone to do what nature wants to do rather than chemicals and stuff thrown around. And
Yeah. So yeah, living next door to the graveyard, it doesn't actually make me think about death. It actually makes me think more about continuity.
Continuity? It's just sort of makes you think sort of how many people have lived in this area and around here and have just gone around their day-to-day lives just like we're doing today, you know, back for centuries and centuries, and now you can go and visit there and you can see all the different people that lived in this area, which is really nice.
Exactly. It's fascinating, isn't it?
And people come, as you know, from America and places like that to do their family history and trace their families back because they found that Crawford John, that's where their family started, or part of the family history is. Yeah,
I've been volunteering in there on a Saturday or a Sunday during the spring when the Heritage Centre's open, and we've had visitors from all over the world, as you said, America, Canada, all over the place, all looking to trace their ancestry. It's quite surprising for such a small place how it just people obviously over centuries just kind of spread out across the world and moved to other corners of the world and started families, got jobs and what have you, and it's just weird to think about it, isn't it? It's actually quite mind-blowing because you always just think it's such a tiny little place, nobody's heard of it.
Yeah. So yeah, living next door to a graveyard might be a bit unusual, but I think for us it's kind of, it's a calm, grounding place.
Yeah, it really is, yeah. And I suppose when you think of it, our time living here, doing what we're doing to the cottage, in the grand scheme of things, when you think of all of that history that we've just spoke about, our time here is fleeting, is very fleeting. So we're basically the next custodians of this cottage.
Yeah. Don't you start thinking about selling?
No, I've no plans to move. This is it.
You don't want to move, do you, Alf?
No.
It's too sleepy.
Oh, what a lovely calming episode this has been, hasn't it?
You're like, actually, I haven't had to do much.
It's been nice not to have to do anything. But next week, the office refurbishments will continue, no doubt. Should we give it one final push to try and get this done?
If I've got any energy left after work.
If we've both got any energy left, if you've got physical energy left, and if I've got the mental energy to get it finished. It's been going on for quite a while, so it would be nice to, like I said, give it one good push to...
Would it?
To get it finished. It really would. Yes.
Go on then.
Yes.
Go and do your bits.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you do,
have a fantastic week. And Adam and I and the two sleeping Labradors, we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
See ya. I can't move my hand. I've got dogs stuck underneath me.